Hello, and welcome. Welcome back once again to our daily Limbus stream. Today, as I mentioned yesterday, we will be doing achievements. Team achievements, specifically. We only have a few of those to go. Where is it? No, not the Eagle Gift Compendium. I misclicked twice, and now it's frozen. Let me just check my voice. Coming out alright? Coming out alright. Mirror projection and achievements loadouts. We have a couple of ideas to run through here. Today I decided to do the Vampire Survivors. Welcome Acidic Trauma, hello Killy, welcome to the stream. And so, today we're going to be doing the Infinite Procession boss with the Sync West Section 3 Mersault, Zwei West Section 3 Mersault, Sinclair, Fang Hunt Office Long Lu, and Firefist Survivor Gregor. We just have to beat the boss. We don't have to actually, beat the mirror dungeon, but we're gonna do it anyway. So, as we always, we're gonna take a look at the IDs. We already looked at Zwei Association West Section 3 Sinclair. He is a interesting unit where he's interesting. He's very good for buffing your allies because he gains defense level up and gives defense level up with his skill 2, which is combat preparation. He gives defense level up to allies, making them more resistant to damage. Skill 3 is his big skill. It doesn't hit that big, honestly. It's a 13 roller with a coin power up for every 2 defense level up on self. So from 13, 16, 19, and then 21. And so we're going to be looking at the 3 other that we haven't checked out. Starting with Fang Hunt Office Honglu. Fang Hunt Office Honglu has weak against slash and ineffective against pierce. Means he can take a few pierce attacks. His passive is at 4 own gluttony, how to hunt cheerfully. If the target is a blood fiend, blood bag, or if the target has 10 plus rupture, he deals more damage. And with skill use, this unit has bleed, inflict true rupture on hit 2 times per turn. A little target there, but it's nice. Skill 1, it's a 11 roller, a very nice baseline for, every skill 1 should be an 11 roller in my opinion. If the target has 6 plus rupture, he gains +1 coin power, turning this into a 13 roller. It inflicts rupture on heads and on hit, and inflicts rupture on heads on hit. Skill 2, Bone Crusher. It's a 4/5/5. It's a 14 roller. Gains a coin power +1 if the target has 6, turning this into a 16 roller. If the target has 15 plus rupture on 3 plus rupture count, it does not inflict rupture or rupture count, instead it gains coin power +1, making this attack a little bit stronger. So from a 14 roller, then it becomes a 16 roller, and then it becomes a 18 roller if the target is at this magical number here. If the target's a blood fiend or a blood bag, he gains another coin power. 3 plus coin power on the skill 2 is nothing to scoff at. So it becomes a 20 roller if we're targeting someone with lots of rupture and it's a blood bag or blood fiend. It inflicts the rupture and it reduces people's healing. Very nice. It's unusual to see HP healing down on a unit, but it's always nice to have. There's like few bosses that heal themselves, and most of them are blood fiends. Cheerful Hunt's End, his skill 3, it's a 4/3/3/3. It's a 13 roller naturally, gains coin power if the target has lots of rupture, becoming a 16. If the target has 15 rupture plus 3 rupture count, gains another coin power. Same as his skill 2, if the target's a blood fiend, he gains another coin power. Meaning we can turn this into a 4/6/6/6. Very cursed number. Especially for like the Vampire Hunter, in any case. It becomes a 12, an 18, and then +4, it becomes a 22 with a 63 offense level. Not bad. Inflicts rupture count, inflict rupture, and if you're at a magical number where the enemy has 15 plus rupture or less than 30% HP, he reuses the skill once. He uses the coin once. That means it adds another coin here, which, just makes the attack that much more powerful. His defense is he loses bleed potency on self 3 times per turn. If bleed potency drops to less than 0, the bleed effect expires. Very nice. This is, what is a styptics? I don't know what that word actually. Styptics. Styptics are an anti-hemorrhagic agent used to quickly stop minor bleeding from nicks, cuts, or shaving by contracting issues and sealing blood vessels. Interesting. The more you learn. Anyway, it's an interesting ID. Mostly rupture based, lots of coin power on skill 1 and skill 2 and 3. Just the problem is maintaining the rupture count, as rupture is quite annoying to maintain up. Next up, Smersol, sync section. I have used him before on a run with all sync units. Not sinking, sync units. And he is pretty good. Most like syncs, he just, you know, focus attacks on one guy and kills that one guy. Very good. He is... Oh yeah, I forgot to check... yeah, we did. Mersal is, in this ID, strong against Pierce, but weak against Blunt. He has Pride, Gluttony, and Gloom. We also have Pride, Gluttony, and Wrath. Gloom, Sloth, and Lust. And then we're gonna see Wegger. Alright, passive. Dual Lifestream. True Pride, True Gluttony. Gain 1 haste next turn for every 3 poise potency on self at turn end. Max of 2. On hit with base attack skills, he inflicts focus attack Merceau next turn. If this unit attacked the slot with focus attack Merceau and defeated its owner or broke the part, heals 7 SP. Focus attack Merceau. This only happens on focused encounters, of course. This unit that inflicts this focused attack gains the following effects based on the target slot's focused attack stack. 1 stack he gains clash power, 2 stacks gain base power, and 3 stacks he gain base and coin power. Expire if, for a turn, the unit that inflicted it fails to hit the slot inflicted with their focused attack. Expires if the unit that inflicted focused attacks a different slot. Replace it if different unit inflicts focus attack on a slot already inflicted with focus attack. At the start of the next turn, if a slot inflicted with focus attack is no longer present, rearrange all focus attacks inflicted against the slots on that part in the order of deployment. So, if for some reason you break a part and that part becomes untargetable, the focus attack changes to the earliest one, so you don't lose all your stacks. It only works on focus encounters, so he's not very good at big brawls. It's nice, it's a very nice little passive. Gains haste based on pose itself. Heals SP if he kills someone with focus encounter, and he just gains a shit ton of power and depending on the stacks. Let's take a look at the skills. Skill 1, 11 Roller, 344. If his unit speed is faster than the target's, gain coin power based on the speed difference. Coin power +1 for every 3 speed difference, max of 2. So we really have to be have 6 speed advantage to get the coin power on this. Shouldn't be a problem because he has self haste and his minimum roll for speed is 4 with a maximum of 7. Meaning this attack from a 11 roller becomes a 13 and then a 15. The target has 15 rupture count, 15 rupture and 33 rupture count. The skill does not inflict rupture potency with its effects, but does not consume rupture count on hit. That is very nice. So the guy has the magical number of rupture. We don't consume it, but we still apply it. Of course, we don't apply rupture, but we still do damage, you know. Gain 2 poise count on use, gain poise count on hit, inflict rupture on hit. If the unit's faster, inflict more rupture equal to the speed difference, max of 3. Skill 2, it's a 4, 16. Gains coin power based on the speed, with just 1, turning this into a 20 roller. No, not a 20 roller. 4, that would be 16. 3, then 19 roller. Same effect as before, does not consume rupture on hit. If the target has +3 rupture and 15 plus rupture potency, he gains poise. If the unit does not inflict rupture, he gains more damage on a critical hit for every rupture potency and count it would have inflicted. Inflict 4 rupture, and at 7th speed, inflicts 2 rupture count. So, if our target is on this magical threshold of 15 rupture potency and 3 rupture count, on the last hit, if we're not applying rupture in any way, shape, or form, it deals a +5% damage on critical hits for rupture potency and count it would have inflicted. Since this skill can only inflict 4 rupture potency and 2 rupture count, that is 6 times 5, that is a 30% extra damage on the target. Now, let's not forget that we have other gifts that will be affecting our rupture count, and it does not have a cap on how much it would inflict, so this damage, extra damage, potentially much higher. Finally is skill 3, Salute. It's a 5, 4, meaning it is a 12, 17 base roller. If the unit is faster than the target, he gains coin power based on the speed difference, and now we only need to have 2 speed difference for 3 coin power, turning this from a... how much did I say before? It was 4, 8, and then 12, 17, and then at 3 it becomes a 20, 23, and finally a 26, with just the passive here. If the target is on the threshold, he does not consume Rupture, he gains Poise. If the target attacked is the guy that is marked, he gains more Poise. If he hits after a Clash win, the final coin deals more damage. The final coin deals more damage for every stack of focus attack. We can only have 3 stacks, so that's a lot of extra critical damage, really. It's plus 16% damage on the slot, plus 30% damage on a critical hit, so we're already at 80%, 100% if you hit after a clash with this one. Deal 2% more damage on critical hit for every rupture on target, max at 30%, so we can do a 2.5 damage with this. Attack end. If this coin defeated the target or destroyed a part, reuse the skill once against a random target. Does not activate on a reuse. And we just get to use it again if we kill the target. But it has to be the final coin that kills it. It's a similar situation for... Who was it? We used it recently. It was Butler Ryoshu with her skill tree, and if she kills with the second coin, she gets to reuse it. It's a similar situation here, where we're now dealing with a 3-coin attack. But the third coin has so much extra damage that the possibility of us killing the target and reusing it is very high. His defense is just a very good 14 dodge, and if he is faster, he gains coin power plus 2, turning this into a 16 dodge. Incredibly good ID. Lots of damage on that skill tree if you manage to get it going. If you got the magical number for Rupture, you just keep applying more Rupture. Not applying, dealing damage with Rupture, so it kind of freezes in place. And the fact that if he targets the same guy over and over, he gets coin power, base power, and clash power, and all that good stuff. Very good guy, very nice, especially for duels. He has a dodge that makes him very good for soloing focused encounters. I think all the Sync Association IDs have dodges, so all of them can possibly solo focused encounters really easy, because if you're in a focused encounter and these IDs are very fast by nature, they can select the first guy that's going to attack them, dodge that attack, and you just pray you don't roll the 5% where you'll lose your clash and you'll lose your dodge. Now, let's get to the star of the show of the Vampire Survivors team here. Fire Fist Office Gregor. Fire Fist Office Gregor is resistant against Slash, but fatal against Pierce, meaning we can fight a few swordsmen ourselves. His passive. District 12 Special Workshop Fuel. Begin encounters with 100 fuel. At over 50 stack become District... what? Wait, what? So he begins with 100, at above 50 it just stays as fuel, at 50 or less it becomes overheated fuel, which is, not good. Wrath Resonance 3, I'm the only survivor, deals 0.2% damage for every District 12 fuel and overheated fuel this unit consumed in this encounter, max 40%. If the main target is a Blood Fiend or Blood Bag, or if they have 30 burn plus burn count, deal more damage, max of 60%. So we already have double damage if we meet all the conditions here on a Wrath Resonance, which I don't think we're going to be activating that often, because I don't think any of these have Wrath. No, Hong Lu has Wrath. He has true Wrath. We're good. Anyway, at 1 district fuel or overheated fuel plus 1, if this unit staggers or defeats enemies with burn, inflict true burn count against true random enemies without burn, or with the least burn count once per turn, for focus encounters or part. So on a kill, on a stagger, if we still have fuel, we just, spread some burn around. It's very nice. It reminds me a bit of the Liu. A lot of Lius have that, where they deal burn to other units around them, but that's the nature of fire. It spreads. Now, how do we consume this magical fuel? Through our skills, of course. Skill 1, Lust, Flame Throw, a blunt skill that rolls an 11, and it gains coin power for every 3 burn on target. Now, it does not specify if it's burn count or burn potency. I'm going to assume it is count, because, Well, we'll see. We'll see on the battlefield. So from a 11 roller, it becomes a 13 roller and then a 15 roller. It consumes 15 district fuel and inflicts true burn count. What happens if he runs out of fuel, however? Well, if he runs out of fuel, it's not a problem because he will just have, you know, more damage. Let me check here. Consumed by certain skills at 50 stack becomes overheated fuel. Overheated fuel. Consuming the fuel in overheated state, consuming overheated fuel instead. Consuming overheated fuel counts as consuming District 12 fuel. At 50 overstack becomes District 12 fuel. Alright. Skill 2, a 14 roller. Coin power plus 1 for every 6 burn on target, max of 2, meaning this, you know, this, well, 16 roller can become a 18 and then a 20 roller. When in overheated fuel state deals 30% more damage, coins that consume District 12 fuel deal 15% more damage. On hit, inflict true burn, consume 10 district fuel, and inflict true burn against true enemies with the least burn potency. Inflict true burn count, consume 10 fuel, inflict burn, burn. Alright, so what we got here is that if you have lots of fuel, if you're like above 50, the first coin will deal 15% more damage, the second coin will do 15% more damage. If you're in overheated fuel mode, you will do 30% more damage with them. So he just ramps up in damage real crazy. Chat, is this real? It's like I said before, it comes as no surprise that there's this kind of stuff in the city. Remember how I talked about what when you look at a setting, like just really zoom in, you can see that the setting is not that apocalyptic or miserable because life still has to go on somehow, some way, somehow. So it really doesn't surprise me that there are phones in the city, there are cheap little extendable batons for you to live stream yourself, there is the internet, and etc, etc. Any case, skill 3, the Fire Fist. And where's the upgraded one? Wait, didn't he add like true skills? He doesn't. Interesting. Anyway, skill 3, Fire Fist. It's a 5-4-4-4-4, meaning it's a 12-17 roller. He gains 1 coin power for every 3 burn on target, becoming a max of 2, so that for 17 roller becomes a 20, and then it becomes a 23. Base power plus 1 for every 6 burn on target, max of 3. So at 18 burn on target, we gain 3 extra damage here. So let's see, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, the 12, 17, and then if you got the coin power, the 17 becomes a 20, and then a 23, and then we add a 3 on top of that, 26. He consumes up to 25 District 12 fuel and deals 2% more damage for every District fuel consumed, max of 50%, which is, you know, how much fuel it consumed. When in overheated fuel state, deals more damage for every District fuel consumed, max of 100%. Attack end, if the target is defeated or if this skill consumed District 12 fuel, gain true blunt damage up next turn. That's 20% more damage for all of his skills. On hit, if this unit consumed District 12 fuel, inflict true burn and 1 burn count. If this unit consumed 12 District fuel, burn, burn. Deals 3% more damage for every District fuel consumed by this skill. When in overheated steel, deal 4% more damage for every District fuel consumed, maxed off 100%. I'm not gonna calculate how much that is, but just understand that if he ramps up in damage a lot. However, if we run out of fuel, we run out of damage upgrades. So he has a long staying power because he has like 100 fuel. I don't know how he gets more fuel. He only begins with 100. He probably doesn't get any more fuel. So in a long fight, he tends to run out of fuel. Pun fully intended. So, I see. So once we're like no fuel left, and if we don't consume more fuel, it does not inflict the burn that we need. That's what I understand. Let's see. Alright. Defense. It's a clashable counter. Ah, and there we go. When he uses it, he can just refuel his entire fuel tank. There we have it. I have to keep going for Big Sis. It's a 9+7 clashable counter, 16. It has no extra power-ups. It's just to gain more fuel so that you can keep going. So he consumes fuel as he fights, he gets into the overheat state, deals a lot more damage in that state, but once he runs out of fuel, you gotta use a clashable counter to get all your fuel back up. Not bad at all. It's a lot of damage, but it's a fan requested, fan claimed idea. It had to be good, and we can't forget about the screaming. Well, we have analyzed our IDs, we have a rough understanding of how they work. Let's build the team and get into the dungeon. We are looking at a True Rupture, Burn, and a Defense Tremor creature. Yeah, he inflicts Tremor. Of course, the star of the show is going to be Fire Fist Gregor. He's going to be the first deployed, followed by Merceau, Fang Hunt, and this boy. So we're going to be focusing mostly on giving support to Gregor with his Burn. We don't have any IDs that consume Sanity for their attack, so Yisang will probably not be the best one here. Let's see. Resonance. Choose speed if you're not speed, who is speed turn, and basic burn because he will speed. Just that was particularly wild. Yeah, I mean, vampires. You hunt the vampires. The vampires don't think they're doing no wrong, but they're vampires. Vampires always think they're doing no wrong, but they're again vampires. Right, Yisang is mostly about maintaining our sanity, which we won't have a problem with. This is critical, bleed, sanity heal. I guess we could take this for sanity healing. Negative effect turn has bleed, traditional spin turn. The one that he for Leo Association doesn't inflict extra burn. This one is for an ally dies to gain resources. This is the highest max speaking power in a clash. It's a gluttony res. Do we have gluttony res? We do only for Honglu and Merceau. But then again, it's extra clash power, I guess. We don't need that much for sanity, honestly. But I don't know, since we're going to be using Eagles, I am going to take a ring to aid with our sanity. We'll look at the Eagles in just a second. Next up, LC, Outer Boss Star, probably will take that. It's a Wrath Resonance. When ally ability SP inflicts burn with base attack skills on hit. In fact, inflict 2 additional burn, 3 times max. Target has it's only ally with the least SP, and since we are assuming we're going to be on 45 SP all the time, it's going to be random, I think. So it's not that good. What else could we do here? Will Weichman will be joining the MD. She will not, because this is specifically for the achievement that we're going to be doing, so... Let's see... We could take this Lobotomy Eagle Faust, because those ally has been we inflict Tremor, inflict Burn, and we inflict Rupture, so this one is pretty good. Don Quixote. We're gonna hunt down your family, unfortunately, in this mirror dungeon. I apologize, but it has to be done. Let's see. Allow the fastest speed on Clash Win against enemies with Burn or Unique Burn. Gain 1 haste. If the target has 20 burn potency. This is actually pretty good because we have Merceau and he's going to be the fastest one, so he's just going to gain more haste. We don't have anything else. This is for bleed. This is for tremor. We do have a tremor unit. Allow the slow speed takes damage from enemies with tremor to take 10% less damage. This is for slash, I believe, which is split in half. Yeah. Yep, it's gonna be Sync Association East Dawn. Ryoshu, how can you help this Burn Rupture Tremor team? This is for sinking, right? Yeah, it's for sinking. Burn. You have the Leo Association. Leo Association passive is when an ally with the slowest speed defeats an enemy with Burn, inflict 3 burn on true random enemies once per turn. Focus on counter true random parts. Alright. We can have what's his face? Sinclair spread some burn around as well, since he's probably going to be the slowest one. Otherwise, let's see what we got. Bleed, Rupture against Fatal, Healing, Charge, Critical. We got Tremor down there, Bullet, Sinking Tremor, Poise, Tremor Bleed, Haste, Rupture. On the fast speed gain 2 haste. Let's just make him stronger, why not? Just making sure that we got that passive, his passive activate from his skills where he's faster than the target. So, Heathcliff, how can you aid us? We are Burn, we are Rupture, and we are Tremor, kinda. We could take the She Association for extra damage. With the least HP, deals and takes 20% more damage. It's a little bit of extra damage on a Wrath Resonance of 3. This is attacking someone who has defense skill. This is nails. This is garbage. This is more Tremor on your Tremor, I guess. Fastest speed, Clash Power skills apply to Tremor potency, and not gonna work. This one is more Clash or more Rupture. Skill effects, attack, damage, fatal. Yeah, it's just more Rupture. We can also take the Heisho for Clash Power low health, but I'd rather have the Resonance Fire here. Resonance more damage. Ishmael. Ishmael has a Burn ID. Can you help us? With the slowest speed, use 5% more damage for every 3 burn count on the target. Slowest ally will be probably him. He's a 3-7, but his skills are, there's only one blunt skill. This one is a 3-6. Actually, this one's slower and he's all about blunt. You know what? Yeah, let's take Liu Ishmael. Unless there's something better, I don't think there is for this weird ass thing, unless we look at Zwei Ishmael here. Combat starts with compared to identity current HP, defense level up, it just adds more defense level up if you got beat up really hard, which is, I think it's a little late for that. Yeah, let's go with Liu, so our true slow boys can, you know, deal more blunt damage. And there's a chance that he could be slower too, it's a 4-6. Rodion, you might just stay as base because, you know, it's a Wrath more damage, and Wrath more damage is always good. Let's see what we have here for you. Deviate Association. Fastest speed gain Clash Power to skills that flight potency. I might take that. It's an extra Clash Power. I don't think we need Clash Power. I think we would rather just take extra damage, honestly. Most HP deals 30% more damage. Head's going. Who has the most HP, though? It's gonna be Hin. It's gotta be Hin, right? 264. 212. 224. And 259. 259? Okay, so it is going to be Hin. So it's just to give more damage to a unit that doesn't do a lot of damage, so it really doesn't matter. Liu Association. When I like the least speed, use 5% more pierce damage for 6 burn potency on target. We don't use pierce. So it's going to be the Deviate to help Merso a lot more. The funny Ruptured unit being supported by ID meant to help Bernie speak. Yeah, that's the joys of team building. Otis, how will you be able to help us? Let's take a look at your 7 Association. Ally with the fastest speed deals 10% more damage and attacking a target with a damage type that is weak or fatal too. That's pretty good, and it's going to be Merso. Unless we want to take our good old I give a random buff every turn to someone. Heisho Pack, Malbranch. Allow the fastest speed and attacking targets rupture deal 10% more damage, gain 1. It's on a Gluttony Resonance. That one's actually better. We gain more haste and ensure that the fastest ally remains the fastest ally by a lot. I think that's our team. So let's review. Sanity, Clash Power against enemy with 3 things on 3 negative effects. This is fast unit dealing with enemies with branch against haste. So it's supporting Merso. Haste, damage, spreads burn around, Clash for rupture, and most of these IDs are just supporting Merso, really. I guess we could call it as the Merso fanboy, fangirl fanboy entourage here. The fan club, there we go. It's Vampire Survivors, but we have the Merso fan club here. Alright, let's delve into the dungeon. Now, before I delve into the dungeon, I'm gonna gather myself something to drink. I am quite thirsty, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Now, this is something I saw on the internet lately, and I am quite curious to try. I have with me here a can of Coke and some salted peanuts. And I want to try it out and see how it is, because I saw some people dunking salted peanuts into, like, Coke, and I want to see how it is. We're not going to be taking any of this, although we should, because we're going to the Infinite Procession. We're going to be fighting, what's her face, Dulcinea. And I'll also drink some Coke. And yes, I'll give you some to you too. No. Let's see. Let's just take the level ups so we don't fall behind. Yeah, that's it. Conform. Now, since this thing is mostly about burn, mostly about rupture, because you have 2 rupture IDs, we're going to be taking the rupture bonus. We could take the burn to spread it more around more quickly, but I think we're going to get more benefit from using rupture here. Yeah, we're going to go with rupture. Also, we're mostly blunt as well. Mostly? No, not at all. Should we take something from here? I think we should take bandages at the very least, because we are fighting the Infinite Procession, so I think we should have at least a way to fight back the bleed. The only person that can remove bleed is Hong Lu. Alright, here goes nothing. I'm putting the salted peanuts in my Coke. There it is. And I guess I'm gonna leave it to marinate a little bit. I don't know how to do this, so someone told me this was good. I'm taking their word for it. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a waste of money. Anyway, let's take layered bandages, and that's about it. Alright, it's time for the taste test. It's bubbling. As you can see, there's peanuts in the Coke. Someone told me this was good. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to apologize. To be crushed to Lakeward or Nago and Hammer. Both of these are bad. But we can get special contract here, so we're going to go here. It's good! Hey, mine. Try it out. Bravo. Fucking taste it already. Não gostou? Não gostou? That's not bad at all. I know this is horrible for like your physique, because just sugar and carbs, because of the sugar, fat, and carbs, because of the peanuts. It's pretty good. It's a nice little treat for, you know, a Friday. Here we go. Another thing of note about this thing is that we are only deploying 4 units. We could deploy more than that, as we need just these 4 goobers to actually fight the Infinite Procession. But we also don't have a unifying keyword beside Rupture, and not enough members to the team to activate tier 4 gifts. So we gotta keep that in mind. As for comments on the IDs already, for the fuel count for Gregor, it's difficult to like keep count of like, I'm gonna use the skill that does more damage because it consumes so much fuel. It's a lot of to take, you know, to account for, to pay attention to. So it is a pretty much automatic ID, where he just gains coin power and extra damage based on the fuel consumption. And here it comes. One more time. Yeah! Haha! You need, if I recall correctly, you needed like 9 defense levels for your skill tree to actually do something. Also, another very important thing about Firefist Gregor, since on his clashable counter it says combat start and not on use, just slotting in a defense skill will regenerate all your fuel. In any case, what we're looking for here is to maximize our amount of gluttony and the amount of wrath in this thing. We are fat fucks and we are very angry. They cleared out real quick. All right, how, by the way, I asked this last stream, but how's everyone's week been going? Today's a holiday here in Brazil. I think it's everywhere as well. So I got to rest, got to sleep too late, and take a nice little nap in the middle of the afternoon. It was incredibly good. Give me your goddamn doll. Give me that doll. It's mine now. Alright, Heathcliff, it's time to get your prefrontal lobotomy. Go. I'm still wondering what the hell is going to be with Ota's chapter, which is after Merso's. Considering how, you know, all of the medical abnormalities are probably going to be focused around Ota's canto. Robots. The little smile, the little twinkle, and finally we are graced with a screen. We still don't get to do the gimmick for Merso yet because we're not in a focused encounter. We got a bot. Exuberant Piper. Wow, that's a exquisite name. Let me add you to the list. Hold on. Oh yeah, like I mentioned yesterday as well, there is going to be no tabletop this weekend, as far as I'm concerned. And so, in place of the tabletop, I will be streaming I Divine Cybermancy. Very nice. Jesus Christ. My phone just pinged with a notification. I went to check naturally, and the thing I see is Twitter sending me a notification about their new hyper-realistic AI imagery. Go fuck yourself. Alright. We don't need... actually, we can make Sinclair a tiny bit stronger with this. Yeah, let's keep it. Although I wanted the healing. But sell the painkillers. Nah. We have healing. Let's enhance something since we're here. Let's get the bandages powered up so we can actually use them. And the voodoo doll up. We're good to go. Let's get it done. Oh my, they're weak to Wrath and Pride. Now, we swap the deployment order here for Sinclair with Hong Lu so that Sinclair can make use of that Ego Gift, the overused whetstone. Unless you can do slash damage, you cannot.
실력 없으면 따라오지 마세요. 방해되거든요.
Alright, we have a focus encounter now. That means we can do the gimmick. Go duo, my dude. You will be exclusively Hurtley's opponents today.
자, 싸울 준비는 끝났을까? 무엇을 그렇게 깝깝하게 쳐다만 보고 있고 그런다냐? 저런 놈들 세번 봤어요.
Here we go. Exactly the Tiger, the same guy, so.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
한길말은 없겠지. 아, 놀랐네. 안돼, 괜찮았어. 승부처. 찰줄 알지? 그것은 급하게 갖다 써야지. 별로 어려울 것도 없는데. 옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네.
Merso, continue your honorable duel.
그것만 잡아주겠다. 이때를 다
That was a very pleasant surprise. I recommend Coke with salted peanuts now. It's not bad at all. Anyway, focus on the game now. We have a staggered character, which is a nothing burger, because it is Hurtley that we're fighting, so... Actually don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner now that I'm eating peanuts. These have a lot of calories, mate. A lot. And I already ate a bar of chocolate today. I guess I should stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm not exercising anymore. I need to go back to the gym. It might surprise you that I talk so much about going to the gym and staying in shape, but for a while now I haven't gone to the gym at all because lack of money to pay the bills. Alright, here we go. Now that I'm a fat fuck, ready to go. Let's recover our fuel. Do Fire Fist. Continue your duel, my brother. And combat preparation over here. Hit with Bone Crusher.
사냥 시작.
We swear we have not tortured Gregor's VA for this skill. He just does that. Yeah. Investigate the factory.
아까 절단을 내.
Nope, no, don't do that.
좀 볼만하구먼. 정신
Keep
못
doing, my dude.
차리고 죽인다. 그거지?
Ah, look at that, the power going up, man. Still doesn't roll as high and naturally as Multi-Crack Faust, but it has considerably less setup. No, the city I live in, no, I do not love the city I live in, go away. Alright, kill him.
싸울 생각도 없는 것만. 이게 하기는 하겠다 나는.
Very nice, 23 on a skill 2. Not bad at all because of all the marks it had. Let me relax a little bit. It is Friday. I get to put my feet up on my table. I just don't hope I don't get out of frame. Here we go. A lot more relaxed for a nice little relaxing Mirror Dungeon adventure daily, right? Now tomorrow I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna do our Divine Ceremony stream. And maybe on Sunday I will do the Mirror Dungeon Extreme because it's way past time to do that, isn't it? And as I'm gonna get a lot of a special contract. Yeah, that's good. Up next, do we have any Blood Fiend themes on this one? No. How about we go over here and get ourselves Lithograph? No, actually, reroll. Hell's Chicken, Emotional Judgment, or to be cleaved. Hell's Chicken, it's time to cook them chickens. Slice it and dice it, add a little bit of Rupture special sauce, and then have Gregor grill them up. It will be the perfect Sinner family adventure. With snacks to go, too. I forgot to change the loading screen. You guys mind if I go change the loading screen? Of course you don't. We're just gonna beat this fight and change the loading screen. And punch. Forever. Now, what I don't get about the support ID, the double Zwei Knight Sinclair, is why 2 of his attacks are slash and 1 is blunt, when all of Ishmael's attacks are blunt. The screen. Another thing that I wanted to add up. Yesterday I was talking about how I want more Ever Joe's. I don't think it was yesterday, but I just talked this in general. More Ever Joe's IDs for the 0-0s. Fang Hunt is one I would love to have a full team of. But we only have D1 ID for Fang Hunt. And it's funny it's called Fang Hunt when the Blood Fiends aren't shown to have actual fangs. The main characteristic of a Blood Fiend is the red eyes and the fear of water. One more time! One more time! Here we go.
이제 그것은 그 짝에 갖다 써야지.
We're getting some massive Clash power-ups on the Merso here because all the passives helping him stay fast. One thing we don't have going is the resonances right now, which is, you know, will be solved. Actually, that Coke and peanuts might matter a little bit considering me. I'm quite full from it. I still have to make something to eat for me and my mother, but I might have to just do it like a smaller meal. Alright, and what's your passive? Oh. Almost got our passives fully activated. We just need to keep up on the tree green, tree red. We're poised to destroy the Christmas packs actually because we have Wrath and Gluttony. We don't have a lot of we have Pierce on Merciful, and that's it. Come on, slow boy.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 적이 생각나네.
How's your fuel, Gregor?
놈만 잡아주자.
Why don't you get your fuel up so you can do your big damage? Again, Gregor Fire Fist Office, just remember to sometimes put in a defense skill so he, you know, recharge his fuel. And it's on combat start, so it's automatic. It's really well designed. And because it's a clashable counter, you really aren't losing that much. Just win rate this, guys. You're really using on the action economy, which is something I want to talk about. Now, I was thinking about my tabletop system. Oh, hello, Carmen. How are you doing? I am doing quite well. It is Friday. It's, you know, here in Brazil, it's a holiday. I don't know how it's in the rest of the world. I just had a delicious Coke with salted peanuts. Cat. I have a cat, which is an adorable little black cat. Don't claw my shoulder. Don't claw my shoulder. Ow, 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 ow. Anyway, it's been quite a good day. In any case, I wanted to talk about something in both for Limbus and both for the tabletop and in general strategy games, RPGs, JRPGs, something called the action economy. Now, I'm going to assume most of you are familiar with it, but I'm going to explain it anyway. The action economy is a term utilized almost turn-based games where it defines how the game flows, essentially. It goes something like this. Anyway, it goes something like this. In a turn-based game, Limbus is a turn-based game, although it doesn't look like it. The character that has most actions will most likely always win. Dodge this, you piece of shit chicken. That's why certain actions when video games, when you're presented in, are inferior. You don't really get to use them. Because, for example, why would you waste a turn buffing your character if you can kill the enemy? And because the action economy is so unforgiving sometimes, you really aren't given a choice. If you don't attack the enemy, you're just extending the fight for no reason. Unless the buff you're about to apply on your character is so massive that it compensates for that action not taken. In Limbus Company, we have defense skills, which is sort of a way sometimes to buff. More like a claim your turn RPG. Kind of, yeah, you just say what you're gonna do. Hold on, I need to change the loading screen. In any case, there's a lot of cat fur on me now. In any case, every action that you do that isn't like attacking the enemy or doing something beneficial to combat that will deal damage is counterbalanced by the damage lost, the opportunity lost. That's why sometimes it's not just people not using consumables in RPGs, you know. There's also it's the action economy, because why would I do this if I can just attack again? Now, unless your buff is that you're going to apply or the item you're going to use is incredibly crucial, either to restore the action economy or to give yourself such a massive advantage that it makes it worth using it, usually you won't do. Limbus Company, however, you have clashable skills, and a lot of the defense skills are giga buffs that you can give your character that compensate for the action lost. And it's one of the aspects I really like about Limbus Company, and what I am liking about the tabletop system we use. Because in the tabletop system we use, you have actions and you have reactions. Actions are things you claim to do, like I am going to attack, I am going to grapple, I am going to do X thing, right? It's your active thing you're doing. And reactions are used when an enemy uses an action on you. So if I'm attacking you, you use a reaction to counter, to block, or to evade, much like Limbus. Now, the only difference here is that on the tabletop system we play, we were doing it wrong for the longest time, and we've been playing for over a year now, and we were doing it really wrong, because we thought that once all the characters that are on the turn order had their turn, we go back to the top of the turn order and everybody recovers their actions and reactions, when in fact it was not. The system works as in, you have your actions, you have your reactions. Until the start of your next turn, you do not refresh your actions and reactions. So it is possible for you to, for example, all focus attacking the same character and then applying bind to him so that he's even lower on the turn order, so that when the next turn comes up, you refresh your actions and reactions, but the character are at the bottom of the turn order. They do not refresh those action and reactions until it is their turn. Anyway, I kind of lost what we were going for this, but yeah. I really like Limbus in that regard. Same for Library Ruina, because a lot of your actions that will buff yourself, that will heal you or do something for your character other than I deal damage to the enemy, are compounded into a action that you actually do against said enemy. It is not just like a freebie. It's like, I am going to block now, haha, I will not attack, and then you lose a turn and that's damage you could have done. No, we have all the other options, like an evade can be used several times to completely nullify several attacks. A clashable counter will, counter clash against a attack. A counter will do an attack against the people that attacked you, and so on and so forth. The only one that is really bad in Limbus Company is the normal block. Because the normal block fucking sucks. There's another compound. What the hell? There's another system in Limbus Company, one that is poorly explained, which is the defense levels. I talked about it a few times here, but I'm gonna add up to it that every character in the game has a defense level innate to their kit. It's right here. It's their defense level. Every character has it. And this exists to pretty much tell you, is this an attack-oriented character or a defense-oriented character? Attack-oriented characters usually have lower defense levels, while offensive characters have, more offense levels and lower defense levels. Wait, I think I just repeated myself. In any case, offensive characters, those that deal damage, have lower defense levels but higher offense levels. And defensive characters usually have lower defensive, higher defensive levels and lower offensive levels. Now, normal block only works for it. Pretty much because they can gain a lot of shield, and that's the problem. Block is just too weak right now. But there is layers to that. I'm trying to explain it. When a character loses a clash in Limbus Company and gets attacked, we are comparing the offense level of an attack versus the defense level of the character. And then the difference is going to be extra damage, or less damage if you have a defense level higher than the character offense level. Now, blocks, defensive skills in general, have their own defense level here. And when you use a defense skill, that defense level overrides your character's normal defense level. So theoretically, if you're using a block action, your defenses go up. So even if you get like a little shield, you raise your defense level and you take even less damage, because on top of having a shield, you take less damage, assuming the character, offense level isn't like 5 trillion right now because of effects in the mirror dungeon or something else. But the blocks are still just too weak. Even if you get a 10-4 shield, 14 shield here, and you're reducing the guy's total damage by an amount, it's still very weak. But they fixed this. Well, for some IDs they have fixed this with a clashable guard or unbreakable guard, because even if you lose unbreakable blocks, even if you lose the clash, and they are capable of clashing and canceling an attack altogether by using your defense level, even if you lose, that guard stays up and reduces the damage by the number of your block, your broken block. So you get like a little showing like depowered. They fixed block, but they haven't fixed to everyone. Only a few select ones have clashable blocks. Now the solution for that would be very simple. Make it so the blocks are a little bit stronger, yes. And instead of giving, on top of giving shield, have them reduce the damage received by the number. This way, clashable blocks still have their place. Clashable blocks still have their place where they can clash. That's in the name. And normal blocks become a pure defensive option, where not only you use it to get a shield based on the roll of your shield, your block, you also reduces the damage, incoming damage by the roll on top of defense level fuckery. No wonder Wild Hunter Revolutionary Guard. Yeah, he has. I think he was the first one with clashable counters, I believe. And clashable counters work really well, especially if you're outnumbered or an unfocused encounter. Because on unfocused encounter, you don't get to choose who you're clashing with. But with a clashable counter, a clashable guard, if you slot it in, the first enemy to attack you is going to be clashing against that. I wish that was the case for everything else. Hello there, VG Glow, how are you doing? Yep. In any case, let's get this. I'm yapping a lot again. When I started yapping, I keep yapping, and I end up forgetting about the game. And stream balloons in size until it's like big and round, 3 hours long. Alright, get a kill. Man, the Elders of Hongyuan must be crazy watching the... Now, this is my headcanon. So we know about how Honglu's eye is like a camera, right? It's for the Elders' entertainment. That's why his base ID passive is literally called entertainment. I like to imagine, because of the mirror world fuckery, and once the Elders got introduced to like, hey, hold on, this Limbus company lets us see other Honglus from other dimensions that have like different life experiences, right? So hold on, call the engineers for the Jade Eye and have them tune into the other Honglus, and that way we can. Hold on, I'm gonna get Bone Crusher. That way we can have like infinite channels of entertainment, right? Or we can watch a Fang Hunt today, kicking down a door, killing a bunch of vampires, and tomorrow we get to watch, I don't know, the Ring Maestro doing Gorslop live on TV again. So literally every single Honglu just becomes a different channel for the Elders. Give me a burn. We need more burn. Burn, well, skill for purpose and damage up next turn. But we can get this, and we can get both. Actually, nice. So that's 2 bonuses for our boy Gregor, and we're good to go. There's the good Wild Hunt clashable counter, the bad normal block, and the Mal defense assist. The Mal defense assist is good because it is a clashable guard and a clashable counter, or if you use the skill tree. Because we haven't touched the Hazelings yet. That's a future stream because there's a lot of them and there's a lot of cover about them. But the gist of it for Mouse is that you use... Hold on, let me get the clashes going on here. You use Mouse skill tree or her clashable counter, and she gains assist defense. She gets only 1 assist defense, meaning you can let 1 attack go unopposed, and she will leap in front of the attack to block it. And if she has enough stacks of the Star Sword, that her own unique special thing, after winning the clashable counter, she just uses her enhanced skill tree, which is insane. And the problem is that how they make the Mao kind of bent into a area of slop. What do you mean area of slop? The Haitians were good. I didn't mind them. Surely there was a lot of them in sequence, but they were fine. I don't think they were slop. In fact, they were all pretty good, even by themselves. The other thing that they did bad with Mao is the fact that the Rector could not nerf her because she still does an insane amount of damage. I don't know the specifics of how to do the insane amount of damage with Deathrite. I will probably read it when we play her, but she does a shit ton of damage. But we had that whole controversy about, okay, we're gonna refund, okay, we're gonna do this, and then they walked back, and you know how the thing went. Because once she spans it even without the counter. You mean her skill tree? Yeah. That's her thing. She got a clash here. Assuming you can get her. Hold on. She spam. I think you say she spans it as her skill tree empowered, right? Oh my! Gregor lost a clash. That's impressive. Because to use her skill tree enhanced, she first has to gather stacks of the Tenju Starblade. And once she gets the stacks, she can actually use her empowered one, but her empowered skill tree consumes stacks of the blade. They do go away. Yeah, she can use true defense assist if you have like a counter A skill tree ready, but again, you need a counter and a skill tree ready. You don't always have a counter and a... Well, you always have the counter ready, but not the skill tree. Alright, let's beat Ken into a pulp. If you have the full stacks of Tenju Star and you have a skill tree ready, and then you use a clashable counter, her assist defense, she can use it 3 times in a turn, so she's incredibly busted in that regard. Yeah, she can spend her skill tree, but it has a bit of a time investment to get to that point. Of course, in the Mirror Dungeon, that's not an issue because it's the Mirror Dungeon. But outside of the Mirror Dungeon, you're not always going to have the time to prepare it. Yeah, because she's regaining her stacks. I understand what you mean. But again, you need to get to those stacks in the first place. And in the story content, not only have the boss gimmick to contend with no ego gifts to aid you, you also have the element of randomness about using her skill tree Although you have the, you know, the clashable counter to get you stacks of it. But here's the problem on story content where she's fighting, you know, a powerful boss with a unique gimmick with no starting sanity. When she uses that assist defense of hers, there's a good chance that she might just not be able to block it and take damage. And she's not exactly a tanky character. In the dungeon, however, it's nothing. You just enter the dungeon, she spams that shit. Most of the characters in Limbus Company, and I'd say this very, let's see here, Sloth Affinity, Bronze Skewers, yeah, we're gonna take this one. Most of the characters in Limbus Company, in general, and I think a Library of Ruina as well. Let's see, we're looking for the Infinite Procession, mind you. Nothing here. Most characters in Limbus Company and Library of Ruina by extension, they get stronger as the fight goes on. Let's go over here. Because of all the conditionals you have to achieve your full power level, if the fight goes on long enough, your character snowballs in power. It's both a strong suit of the combat system and a bad one, because most enemies that arrive, unless they have crazy buffs or something, a unique mechanic like that, they will not be able to keep up with the enhanced sinners, enhanced power level that they're currently stepping into. Like I said, that the Honglu is the perfect use of assist defense. Honglu, the new one, I haven't seen it yet. In any case, a good example of I can say about how characters that enter a fight fresh can't keep up with characters that have been in a fight for a long time. That can be done in Library of Ruina and in my tabletop RPG. If you tuned in for my tabletop RPG, you saw that one of our characters and players, Austin, got into a duel, but Austin had all of his conditionals met. Austin has two effects, one called Activate Strength and Cage Strength. When he's low on health and low on sanity, he gains powers up. Now, he entered a fight against a guy that didn't have his conditionals met. I don't think he had any super conditionals met, and I kind of blundered that fight because I forgot to activate his special skills. But in any case, he entered a fight with +5 strength. Even though he was low sanity, low health, he would just kick that guy's ass with no problem, you know? Same thing in Library of Ruina with the emotion levels. As characters fight, they gain emotion, and emotion gives you more actions. Again, the action economy. They gain abnormality pages, etc., etc. So when a new wave of characters come in, and they are not buffed or have something, you know, to fortify them, they are just going to get rolled over. Another example that we can give here is during the sweeping, nocturnal sweeping. When new sweepers come in the fight, they have to regenerate SP because otherwise they cannot keep up. Understand what I mean? Like we dealt with the first wave of sweepers. We are all full sanity, we lost a little bit of health because of unbreakable coins and trash disposal. Whatever. Enter the new wave. If the new wave does not have sanity, they are going to lose every single clash because our sinners are at high sanity. And this again only exemplifies the problem of the sanity system in Limbus Company, where it dictates your probability of hitting tails, heads or tails on the coins. I don't like the system working like this because it is a snowball. The only moments it feels tense is when everyone's like at 0 SP and every clash is uncertain. But once the snowballs start, it doesn't stop. Unless you're finding something that has sinking in it and unbreakable coins, which might be a thing in the future. Another thing that exemplifies some of the problems with the combat system as well is the fact that bosses now, because of how many powerful IDs we have, bosses in the story content are receiving less damage from ailments. I think the earliest example of this would have been Jashu. I think it was Jashu or the Knight, I don't know. But these characters take less damage from ailments because the ailments have become too strong. Wow, you are one angry boy today, huh? Let's I saw Rodion confront Valentina, I felt happy. Yeah, it's fitting, but I still prefer if she was the Callisto for some reason. But I guess it kind of works out. Both of them would have been good choices, in my humblest of opinions. Both Callisto Rodion or Valentina Rodion. In any case, Limbus Company's combat system is a little flawed, and it's not entirely fault of the combat system. It's the fact that we have very powerful IDs at the moment. Too powerful, I might say. Now we entering a problem of power creep, feature creep on the IDs at this point, and as I run this dungeon every day with different IDs, I get to see that. Give me a level up. Like front and center with some of the older IDs having very lackluster coin effects or etc. Because it was a different time. They had a different. Now they have a different philosophy for designing units and bosses. But because of power creep, quickly creeping in, we are entering the Dragon Ball Z problem where every fight gets exponentially more powerful. When Lei Hang pulled out his 6-coin unbreakable attack, that was impressive because it was entirely new, but when a boss pulls out a Furioso on you on Kanto 9, it doesn't feel special anymore, you know? It's like, again, I mentioned Dragon Ball, but I want to imagine this, okay? Dragon Ball. Goku charges up a Kamehameha, blasts it at the moon to destroy it, because the bad guy was using the moon to do something. Alright, that showcases like how strong a Kamehameha can be, and yeah, that's nice. But now, because of how Dragon Ball escalates its danger, its power, the next Kamehameha needs to blow up the sun or a planet, and the next one has to be even stronger than that, and the next one even stronger, because otherwise you don't get the same sense of danger. Same thing with the villains, and that's why we have Vegeta getting the Worf effect. Now, Worf effect, I think that's the name, hold on, Worf effect. We see that in mods, yeah, there we go. We see that in mods for Library of Ruina as well, some infamous ones. The Worf effect is when you take a character that is an established powerful character, let's say the Red Mist, right? Which is the strongest character, right? The strongest fixer. Hold on. Alright. You take the Red Mist, she is the strongest fixer, the strongest caller in terms of combat, right? And then you make her mod, or you make an enemy or whatever that beats the Red Mist. That's you're using the Worf effect here, because you take a character established as the strongest, have her lose or be defeated to establish that this new threat is the greatest threat ever, because look, it defeated the Red Mist. We see that in Dragon Ball when every time Vegeta challenges a new guy, the guy just kicks his ass. Because Vegeta is an established character. He is as powerful as Goku, kinda, almost as powerful as Goku. But then comes in a guy, defeats Vegeta, he's powerful, almost as powerful as Goku, and then Vegeta just gets the short end of the stick. Because you have to demonstrate how powerful this new entity is. I mean, in my vision, I saw her being both, because of both fitting the power of both Glory Days, fitting special and all. I mean, both fit Rojan, but I can see any being Valentina. I can share thoughts. I can see any being Valentina. Here's the thing, my opinion on why I wanted Rodion to be Callisto is that, once again, I did read the source material for Rodion, Crime and Punishment. I didn't read the sequel because I was short on time at the time, but I did read it. And how do I put it? Rodion Raskolnikov thought himself to be very special, but when in fact he was not. That was the whole point of the character. He thought himself to be superior than everyone else, but he was poor, he couldn't pay for college, and that's why he did the crime, to try and get money to, pay for his studies, because at the end of the day he would be benefiting humanity somehow by completing his studies, and the death of old lady that everybody hated wouldn't have that karmic debt or wouldn't be that big of a crime, considering that I am special. Now, he never had glory days on Crime and Punishment. Unlike Valentina, who was a war hero, was decidedly special, but she fell from grace. I personally thought Rodion would be a better Callisto, mostly because Callisto fell out of favor. His art is considered drab and shitty. It's gore slop. And he's trying to recapture that to show that he has the skill, he has the ability to do things. So it's not like as he has reached the heights of his career and then got tumbled down, but his stuff is like mid at best. And he recognizes, at least on Ring Honglu, he recognizes that and is trying to change. By the way, that's my true sense on. I think Rodion would be a better Callisto, not because I want to see Rodion in a robot body.
자, 봐라. 아까부터 두드려 맞더만. 끝까지 헷갈나게 해보는 것 같다. 우리 집 신병에
Or in high heels, because let's not forget, Callisto uses high heels. I guess the only parallel we have here for Valentina Rodion would be the fact that in his head, Rodion Raskolnikov, he had imagined himself being at the heights of like a human society by being smart and clever and handsome and intelligent, when he was actually not. I guess I can see that as a parallel for Rodion Valentina, where Valentina in fact was a war hero, received a relic and was held in high prestige by the Thumb, but something happened that she fumbled really, really badly. And so I guess that's a parallel we can compare here, but I love when he does that. We can't really compare the book Raskolnikov to the game Rodion, mostly because we already seen that a lot of the sinners are compounded by several works, as in Ryoshu isn't just Hellscreen, it's another work from the author as well. I can't remember which one now. I think it was the Spider's Thread, literally called the Spider's Thread. And we have the, it's like both ways the way of being special example, because one became a hero because of war, the other didn't want to be a hero because she would have to kill a friend, but killed and became, continue next. Became a hero that didn't want to be, wanted to be. Sort of, yeah. Here's the thing: when Rodion Raskolnikov went to kill the old lady, the old moneylender, to acquire money to continue his studies, if he only killed the old lady, that would have been fine. I don't think he would have had the problems he had if he only killed the old lady. But the problem is, he went there to kill the old lady, killed her. But as he was, recovering from the crime he had committed, someone else entered, and he had to kill that person too. And the person that he killed was the younger sister of the old lady, younger sister or daughter, I don't remember. And that lady, the daughter, younger sister, liked him a lot, and he killed her. And so, what the fuck? Sorry, I was fiddling with my little thing here. If he hadn't killed the lady that liked him, he might have not ever gone. He might not have confessed his crime, because he did a perfect crime. The book states that the investigator that was investigating the murder have no clue, have no proof to point it was him, but he knew it was him. He didn't have any proof, but by the way Rodion Raskolnikov was acting, and based on the things he say and publish on a journal in the university, he had for sure a hunch that it was Rodion that committed the crime. I see Rodion not being caught by the middle unpleasant glory. Sort of? I mean, the mill only really showed up because she committed the crime. And again, the sinners can't be really fully compared to their source material, because in the Crime and Punishment book, Rodion Raskolnikov only kills 2 people. He kills the old lady and the old lady's sister, or adoptive sister, I don't know. I don't remember now. In Limbus Company, she kills the old lady, and then everyone else in the neighborhood dies because of the middle. And so she becomes responsible for not just 2 deaths, several of them. Several of people that she wanted to protect, so that the tragedy is, escalated a little bit. In the book, she kills an old lady and a girl that liked him. In Limbus Company, she kills the old lady, but because of her actions, everyone that she wanted to protect and help with the money were killed because of the middle, because they showed up. Anyway, Temporal Bridle, we have a lot of blunt skills on this thing. Let's enhance our burn. Do we have anything to fuse here? I kind of got sidetracked again. Sorry. We don't use this, we don't use this, and we don't use this. Fuse it. Nice. I should read Crime and Punishment again. It's an excellent book, by the way. Now, since I'm talking about the books a lot, I'm going to talk about another book I read related to Sinners, which was Hellscream, the one that Ryosho is based on. But Ryosho is based on several works by the author. I don't remember his name now. Ryonosuke Akutagawa. There we go. In Hellscream, Ryosho, or rather Yoshihide, was a deeply unpleasant individual. Very talented one. He was one of the best artists, but everybody fucking hated him because he was a prick. I mean, seeing Rodion as Callisto, the question would be, is there even any that replaces Valentina better than Rodion? Probably not, I guess. Maybe Otis could replace her in one way or the other. Let's see, someone that fell from grace. Gregor could sort of replace her. He was a war hero after all, and then he, deserted. It could be just a twist that he was a little bit different. Who else? Mersault, we don't know much about him. Dawn certainly wouldn't fit. Just obliterate the gnome! Anyway. Yoshihide on the book, Hellscream, was a prick. Everyone hated him, but he was very talented. He was one of the best painters. The only person that he really cared for, that he really loved, was his daughter. Now, his daughter was in the court of his lord. But, Yoshihide behaved like an average American father with a double-barrel shotgun. Now, Valentina would be useless on Mersault. We don't know enough about Mersault. Hello, Acidic Trauma. We're talking about books. In any case. Yeah. He only loved his daughter the same way a American father with a double-barrel shotgun loves his daughter. So... shit, I forgot one. Yeah. The Lord one day says, hey, can you paint me a painting of hell? I want to see hell. Can you do that for me? And the guy goes, alright, but I have a request and all that. Like, if I paint this for you, you let my daughter go, like, from your court, because I don't want her marrying anyone else. And all that. And the guy may kind of agree, if I recall correctly, if he can make the painting of hell. And so our boy Yoshihide starts painting hell. but he comes across a few problems. He can't paint something he has never seen. He has never been to hell, and despite being plagued by nightmares, he makes a lot of requests from the Lord, and the Lord accepts. He gets people to torture, he tortures his own apprentices with birds and etc. just so that he can, get a clear visual of what is hell. And for the last part of the painting, he asks the Lord, hey, again, I can't paint something I have never seen, so can you do a favor for me? Can you get like a beautiful girl, put it inside of a carriage and set it on fire so I can watch it? You can already see where this is going. The Lord says, yes, I can do that. And because some altercations with how the Lord really wanted his daughter, and the monkey saved her from, a struggle with the Lord and all that, the Lord was maybe a bit cross about it. And so he said, all right, I can get you a beautiful girl, put it inside a carriage and burn. It will be my own personal carriage, so it's going to be beautiful. See, I really want you to finish this painting. Come the fateful day, a carriage is brought to the middle of the field. There's someone inside. They set it on fire, and amidst the screams, Yoshihide finally realizes that what's inside of the carriage is his own daughter. Currently, I'm talking about Hellscream, the book, one of the books Ryosho is based on. And so, yeah, you see where this is going. But, however, Yoshihide didn't rush in to try and save his daughter. It was, if I recall the words from the book, he was mesmerized by the sight. He didn't blink, he just kept watching until the very end. And then he returned to his studio, finished the painting, and promptly committed suicide. So, when I say Hellscream is a book about knowing that demons are real and they're out to get you, that's what I meant, because during the production of the entire piece, the Hellscream, he kept having nightmares about demons coming to get him. And it was mentioned a few times in the book that the Lord was behaving oddly as well. Of course, what do I get here? Offense level, final power, offense level, base power. I think it's... Take offense level and one offense level. Fuck it. We can lower that with gifts. Alright, we're looking for the infinite procession before I clear this, so let's see. Crawling a base, certain word. I guess a tier floor 5 pack, the infinite procession. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Give me a refresh. I guess we could visit Murder in the Warp Express. Nah, yeah, let's visit the Murder in the Warp Express. So when I say demons are real and they're out to get you, this is the book I point towards, because the Lord was behaving oddly during all the thing. All the requests and all that. It's a short story, it's very good, but it's not the only book that Ryosho is based off. The other one being the Spider Tread. Let me look it up. Spider Tread. The Spider's Tread, here we go. Now, if I recall from the Spider's Tread, it was another short story about hell, where this is the one that's probably one of the main inspirations for Ryosho. It was... No, I'm gonna try to recall it from memory because it's been a while. The Buddha was in heaven one day and he looked down into hell and he saw a bunch of people suffering there. As it goes. Don't worry, he just went to get like a frontal lobotomy. We got painkillers for it, don't worry, he'll be fine. He's just having like a fun little time. You know the video of Bart after the lobotomy? It's him right now. Anyway, Spider's Tread. Buddha was looking down into hell, seeing people suffering. And there he saw a guy. This guy, he saw into his past and saw that he once saved a spider. Right? Like, okay, maybe I can save this guy. He did this one act of kindness. He was a thief. He was like a little bitch. So let's try to save him. He grabbed the spider that was near a pond in heaven and dropped down a singular thread down into hell. Now the guy was having a fun time being tortured there and all that, as you do in hell. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. So, a single spider thread descended from heaven into hell to help the guy. The guy saw it and, you know, latched onto it and started climbing. As he climbs up, he sees the other sceneries of hell as he's being climbing up. But as he's getting somewhere like midway up in hell, like Kratos crawling out, he sees that a lot of people are also crawling onto the same thread, trying to get up into heaven, and that's where he fucks up. Because of course he's going to fuck up. It's a book by Ryusuke Tagawa. Everyone fucks up at some point. He starts, you know, kicking them down and saying that this is my spider thread, this is my salvation, it's not yours, and the thread is going to snap if all of you climb on. So he starts pushing people down. And well, you can see where it goes because of this action. The spider thread does snap and he falls back into hell. And then Buddha doesn't, I don't think Buddha sheds a tear or anything, he just walks away from this experience. So even when in hell, he didn't learn anything. This is one that I think it's the most, wow, Firefist Gregor is taking a beating. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I think the spider's thread is the one most focused on Ryoshu's canto, where the spider thread of the spider that this guy saved being Araya. And, you know, that's the thread she hanged on to, no matter how many she had to push down to save herself and Araya by extension from hell, from the spider's house. And by consequence, how many apprentices? We killed all the apprentices except Kira, right? Consider then like the sinners that were crawling onto the thread as well as the nurse fathers. We had to kill them all because that thread was for Ryoshu alone. But when it came down to it, the thread snapped because she killed. Spoilers! Oops! Oops! Spoilers, because she did the thing that she did, because it's still hell screen, so. But because Limbus Company is a game with the characters are based on the books, they are not one-to-one recreations of the books. Can't wait for the Tianku Star to have 1 billion shield. Also, welcome to the stream on Twitch, Gender Change Potion. Kira lived, thankfully, she started to become my favorite. Yeah, she's pretty alright. We'll see how she goes in the upcoming intervallo, which apparently we'll be digging more into Ryoshu's, you know, past and why she's an artist and all that. Because it wasn't very clearly explained during the canto, but given how the pacing of the canto was dictated, it started with an attack on LCB's research department, and then it went into a raid in the House of Spiders. There really wasn't much room for exploring Ryoshu's past and why she's the way she is. We only get to learn, like, she was raised by the nurse fathers. She learned how to be an assassin. She found a Labubu, and she she found the Labubu baby, and then she got, you know, adopted the Labubu baby. That's a trauma. Come on, give it a chance. You need to understanding why Ryoshu is one of the reasons why I wanted her canto, and now we're gonna get that on the upcoming intervallo as well. And Ryoshu really is a victim of her own circumstances more than anything. Because she was really not given any other choice growing up. That's why the song the Saikai say, how can she... What was it? How can I give something that I never had? And again, this is like a reference to Hell Screen, as in how can I paint hell if I have never seen hell? How can I give love as a mother, as you know, to a daughter, if I never had that? Because despite the attitude of the nurse fathers, they were all using Ryoshu for a final goal. There wasn't really real maternal love there, not even from her own mother. I'm preparing to fight Roach Greg. Good luck, and read. That's all I'll say. Read. Because just because you have Vergilius on your side does not mean automatic victory. Alright, here we go. We can ignore that block. You're gonna be dueling against that guy. You're gonna be doing your thing with your burn. How is your few reserves? They're good. Don't even pay attention to Sinclair's defense levels to use his skill tree, because without Zwei, Ishmael, or gifts, he doesn't get a lot of defense level ups to properly power up his skill. Burn that blood fiend. Read the story or attacks? The story of the episode of Fighting Greg, yes. Other than that, no. If you don't read the attacks, you're gonna have a bad time, especially when you're introduced to the green coins. Yes, the coins, they are green. Prepare yourself. Gregor, go burn some blood fiends for us, brother. How's your... Do you have Fire Fist? You have one Fire Fist. Put it there. Put it there. It's not a difficult fight. It's heavily a gimmick fight. I'm already aware of the green coins and how they work. Yeah, there's a lot of memes about it. So you'll be fine. It's more of a gimmick fight than you have to try really hard to win fight. People that theorize Lucio Salt or Lucio Claire don't cook again. Yeah, no. Smearsalt and Sinclair doesn't fit at all with Lucio. There is no one more perfect to be Lucio than Heathcliff. What are they thinking? Are they stupid? How's your... Why are you not gaining any defense level ups, you little twink? Whatever. Use your skill tree, even though you're not powered up. Greg, you have fuel, so go ahead and do your thing. Fang Hunt, do the thing too. I think Heathcliff will either get AAD based off of Lucio or one for the middle. Possibly Ricardo if there isn't one already. No, I think... Lucio is pretty much a guarantee. There's no way, there's no one that fits better Lucio than Heathcliff. As for Ricardo, well, I think it would be just plain funny if we got Ricardo Heathcliff, because it does fit some aspects where Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights did want to return as a powerful individual, and in the game he steals the coupon so that he can look pretty to return to Catherine. So it would be fitting in this aspect at least. And the other aspect that would fit it very well would be the fact that he would... we don't know Ricardo that well, only from like he's saying that I really care about you, bro, for that one guy. The other one, Werner, yeah. That he cares about family. And so since he was treated like shit by the people in Wuthering Heights, it would make sense for him to join the middle to get like this new family that he actually cares about, and he cares about him. So that other aspect would also fit. And you know, the vanity for like beautiful hair, you gotta show up to Carrie. big brother from the middle. I'm rich and powerful now. Despite everyone telling me that wouldn't amount to nothing here in Wuthering Heights, that would nothing than a mud from the back streets, I have risen up to become something. Kill them! Kill them now! Jesus Christ, it's hot here today. Not Yakumo or another Ricardo Heathcliff content just feels right. Yeah, it would be like the best one. It would be funny. It would be funny and it would be somewhat thematic. Anyway, sorry, I was sending a message here. Because they would get, there would be the point of Capo South and Soldato, am I right? I see Valentina would be decent. Like, well, it's not unusual for us to get an ID that is from the same faction twice. I mean, hell, we got Chu's wife for Sinclair. Yeah, let's go beat this guy up. How Ring Lou buffs ring IDs and Heathcardo is funny. The moment Heathcardo comes, it becomes a reality, man. I am going to have so much fun with the middle team because I am considering strongly doing my Extreme MD this Sunday with the middle IDs. Although that might be a bad idea because, you know, they have to get hit to trigger their counters, but you know. I will decide which team I'm going to use for the Extreme MD this Sunday. I'm leaning towards using the Kurokumo because I really like them. But we'll see. Tomorrow I will be doing another achievement daily run. And as well as the afternoon I'm going to be streaming I Divine Cybermancy. Sunday, another daily challenge, daily achievement. And, you know, the Extreme Mirror Dungeon on the afternoon. But yeah, no, I eagerly wait for more middle IDs because I am an autist that likes to run full teams. If I can't run a full team off a faction, I'd rather just run them solo, you know? Because I really like the aspect of having a coordinated team. That's why I like the Kurokumo so much. They have a full team, they buff the hell out of each other. Alright, let's kill this fucker. Oh my god, I forgot. I said I was gonna look at Eagles. I forgot to look at Eagles. Oh well. How much health you have? 781. This is a 30. Oh, we can take that hit. In exchange, you will be beaten to a pulp. How's your fuel reserve? 35? Sure. We need more fuel. Break his arm. I also have like 60 ego shards. Suffering. Sorry. I'm suffering trying to get an MD solo off the ground right now. Ah, Yakumo, what ID you're using? Because if you look back at my streams, I have a 3-hour stream of me trying to get Donkler to work. First one, I forgot to get Bridal. It was really right there in my brain default, but this is a shit trial. Don't take shit trials. I forgot there was a Bridal. And then second resync, flipped 2 tails on an event, and fucking died on floor 3. Happens. It's still like when we are at 45 sanity, it is still a 5% chance to, you know, miss an attack. And I want you to consider how many video games you have played that have like a 5% or 1% drop chance for an item, and you got it. Acidic Trauma. I have like 60 Ego Shard for Honglu. Should be ready for him by the 9th. My friend Keely got in first 10 pool. Nice. I also really want Obina just for the art on her. It's amazing. Or made off her. Bleh. Making sense is hard. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, my friend Jet is crazy about Obina. And that might be the reason why he actually plays the game, despite playing a tabletop with me set on this universe. I love instant death events. Isn't that fun? Isn't that nice? Here's a tip. If you're running a solo with any ID, really, once you stop at the shop and you have a little extra cost, pay for the healing twice, like the group healing, just so that everyone is at high sanity and you can use other units on events, so you don't miss out on ego gifts. And it still counts as playing solo because all the damage is going to be done by that one unit, so that's what counts. You just have your cheerleaders helping you out. Alright, let's cut this ring. Alright, who would like to cut the cake? You, Rodion, go cut. You're very good at cutting things.
이런 거 잘 못하는데 시간만 뺏고 말이야.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned about events, there's something I dislike about one of the updates they did this, is the fact that the events have a marker on them saying that do this to gain this. I actually kind of liked trying to memorize the... Yep, let's take this. I actually liked memorizing what the events did. Honestly, it was a check for only a tier 2. If I know it was instant death on Faye, I would have skipped and got it in the shop. Was it the gnomes? The gnomes? Not a gnome. Let's fuse some gifts here. Let's try to get the burn one. Oops. No. Like this. Now, full stop to life, the gear thing. Ah, that one. Ardent Flower. Honestly, my ego gifts are a mess right now because I don't know what to focus on. We have Gregor with the burn, and he deals a lot of damage. We have a lot of our support IDs are giving support to Mersault. We have a Tremor unit and another Rupture unit that's there to help. The day you see Valentina on the banner, she gets staggered. She will be mounted on a very pretty horse. Me, sure, just like Wild Hunt and Dullahan. The adventure I used to not know who Shaw Grip Sync was a negative coin ID, was still new at the time. I think it was the first one, really. I think it was the first negative ID. Currently got a Wild Hunt recently. You know what? I'm gonna be very mad if... You know how Resang and Ring Honglu have a special animation when they get staggered, just like Capo Salt. Like, Capo Salt does their cool reload, Resang removes the mask, and Ring Honglu just aura farms. I will be incredibly disappointed if the stagger animation recovery for Valentina isn't she just reaching out like in her breast pocket, pulling out a liquor thing and just getting back in the fight. Right, what was I doing here? Let's enhance. Well, I was gonna fuse, but I'd rather enhance. There we go. With this way, we don't have to change the order of things. Let's enhance this one. Let's get more critical up. We do have a unit with Lust, so we can give him more damage. More poise, and that's it. Next one is the Infinite Procession, so we got get our groove on. I'm waiting for Matthias Otis to just not have a stagger bar, or like it goes with the extreme grit once you proc that. Probably it's gonna be that. I don't think they're gonna do a ID that doesn't have a stagger bar because that's kind of necessary. Although you could probably recover it. But again, if Valentina doesn't pull out a little flask and drinks it, I am going to be disappointed. Not too much, but a little bit. But again, it exists a possibility that we might not get Valentina and Lucia. Don't forget that. Why do I say that? I like to point out the fact that Merso does not have a Heisho ID. What do you mean? There's the Heisho ID. It has a hat that inflicts rupture, right? Now we're probably gonna get them. It would be like a blunder not to get them, because we really got these trailers where Riseng and it's confirmed to be Valentina, but we've seen characters in Uptai stories before and they haven't showed up. I will point at Kurokumo Otis. She exists. She's on the Uptai for Heathcliff. We don't have her. But it would be too much of a missed opportunity for Project Moon. We're probably going to have all five ring nurse fathers, because not only are we going to loot not only we defeated them, we are also looting the House of Spiders, because, you know, we won. You attacked us, we attacked you back, we killed everyone. The loot is now ours. We just have to, you know, deal with the guys trying to reclaim it from us. If you're already getting the true nurse fathers, why not the fun? It's not until we went stagger, show the other eye, pull liquid, drink food, and throw Lucio Cliff doing 1 damage. That would be pretty good. Now, better yet, it throws it at Lucio Cliff and gives it like a offense level up, a defense level down. The Kurokumo Otis is a random character who appears in the Uptai story. No offense, but in the Kanto bosses, I got some possible ID mentioned in the Uptai story. Maybe. I'm pretty sure we had instances of that before, where a character is on an important character Uptai story and doesn't show up. But I guess only time will tell. And don't call her a random character, I want more Kurokumo IDs. And Blade Lineage Otis is the worst Blade Lineage ID in the group. Actually, a gamble for 1 double banner ID, 1 confirmed ID, and grand finale ID. Yeah, we still have the grand finale ID, and we are getting Intervallo soon, so we're gonna get IDs with the Intervallo, which is probably going to be something related to the Intervallo. I guess we'll see. Anyway, let's keep going. Do we have any target market? Alright, go do it with Sasha for a little bit. I desperately crave for more Kurokumo IDs. You know what? You can kill this one before it does its counter. Actually, wait, hold on. Valentina, is Valentina on the Uptai for Ring Honglu? Because I'm pretty sure she only shows up like as a mention during one of the dialogues if you put Ring Honglu as your ID that greets you. I do not have Ring Honglu yet, so I can't confirm or deny that. I've seen a picture of it. I'm getting thirsty again. Just kill him. Her, whatever. Alright, here comes the other guy. It's a mention. Yeah, it's a mention on the, like, hey, hello, Dante, it's me, Ring Honglu. Let me talk to Faust, which is Albina, not to let Valentina, which is Rodion, to enter my gallery, otherwise I'll gut her. You shall not dodge me. The only survivor we probably won't get will be the Hill Star, since Ryoshi's capstone will probably be Araya. Ooh, I don't know, because usually when we get the capstone, it's the bad end ID. It's kind of like the established team. What would be the bad end ID for Ryoshu, if not being like Muga Ryoshu or a failed Muga Ryoshu that is going to raise the next one that will wield the sword? And reflecting like the same thing that her mother went through, where they only got her through the House of Spiders because she had like a special time thingamabob or whatever, and her daughter could see the flow of time or something like that. And then we raised her, taught her everything. We won't be getting Muga. Past and future stacks are confirmed. I don't mean like a Muga Ryoshu. I'm thinking of a failed Muga Ryoshu. And where she becomes literally her mother again. She has, you know, a daughter, and they have to raise this daughter to try and wield Arashiki. And the same thing, the cycle repeats. Ringlu says how he doesn't want to rotate his art gallery tanking the files directly because they both are in the art gallery. Alright, keep clashing the same slot and keep detonating this guy. I don't think we're going to be able to stagger him before he can use his big attack and heal off his health, but we shall try it anyway. Yeah, we're definitely not going to stagger. He is going to recover all his health. Alright, do your big thing, boy. Let's see what we can do here. It's kind of pointless to attack him, so we're just gonna try and dodge and decrease the damage we take. Yep. Maybe it will be Shiomi, between Shiomi and Araya. I think Shiomi is going to be the most likely bad end ID for Ryoshu. I mentioned Rodin as a drunkard woman. Yeah, getting Rachel Mercer would be the same fact as getting Kid Pen as a character in a Dragon Ball game. Please make it involved thing at least. It'll probably the rerun for what's it called? Sweeping Nightmare, no, Midnight Sweeping. Fuck, Nocturnal Sweeping. Because that is a thing that will come. So, all right, target the first one. Everything according, there's an unopposed going off. There we go. Because the, what's it called? I think it's gonna be Shiomi because it has been a very heavy mention of, for how Ryoshu's mother said, like, don't become like me, and then she comes back with the same red eye augmentation as her mother. I'm betting on Araya more than Shomi just because Shomi's kid doesn't have anything really to pass future and Araya does. I don't see Papa Mugabe getting it dead as they throw the Eddie's king even more out the window that they have. That's a possibility. I would like to think it's going to be a failed Muga Ryoshu and the House of Spiders just decide, alright, then you failed, you couldn't wield a Rayashiki without, you know, losing yourself, so you're gonna raise the next one. You don't have a choice. We invested a lot of time and money in this, and we want our investment back, so... Why are you so slow, brother? Hold on. And again, there was being a heavy emphasis from Shiomi about not becoming like me. What a useless little guardian you are, Sinclair. You can't outrun a slow-ass vampire. So again, getting back to what I was saying, I think Shiomi is going to be the most likely bad end ID because it's just a repeat of the cycle that gave birth to Ryoshu in the first place. It's exactly the worst thing that she wanted to become, like her mother. What you want? Where are you? Alright, we got a stagger, and that is bad. Well, not as bad as I thought. How's your fuel? 20. Burner ribs, let's drop. We need more fuel. I need more bullets! I need more bullets! Muga Ryoshi's kit is just that you see when you look at the mono bleed with all the application of the word at seriously high power negatives. They would either somewhat underwhelming or meta to fight it, like even more overkill Korean for bleed. We gotta consider that we don't usually get exactly the kit we get for the other characters. Numbers get modified, coin power gets adjusted, or number of coins get reduced. Just look at Capo Salt. His, Savage Tiger's Lair Flurry of Blades is 5 points instead of 6. But I don't think we're gonna get Muga Ryosho. I think it's gonna be like a failed Muga Ryosho, just become her mother again. That's my thoughts on it, but we waited to see until it comes around. There is an entire interval to go still. You're not wrong, but they usually keep it the spirit of the kit, so it should be still with Mono Bleed, most likely it will become a failed Muga Ryosho, but still be the star kit. Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. But we're waiting to see. When he was on live stream, it was, again, it's a very unreliable source of information, but during the live stream where he was discussing the roadmap, he did show like a black silhouette, and it kind of looked like the Hue Star, but again, it could be anything. He can just change that later. Alright, this fight is dragging on a little bit because, yeah, it's Cassetti, and Cassetti is known to be a strong little boy. I'm gonna punch you now. Oh, good. Double the Fire Fist, double the power. And those evades for you, my boy. Which is just like it, but without past future mechanics. Sort of? I mean, we never did fight the Hue Star. I mean, we never fought Shiomi proper. We only fought Araya. Araya cosplaying as her grandmother. Alright, let's get the Infinite Procession now. We are going to complete the achievement now. The Vampire Survivors. And the Veg Dealt. Really fair, I guess, to see which one happens once the ED releases. Yeah, I don't like to theorize too much about it, because Project Moon has surprised me a few times with predictions of stuff, so... it's all fence levels and base power. I guess I'll take the offense levels and deal with it. Alright, the Infinite Procession. Refresh. The Infinite Procession against Dulcinea, probably. I always avoid this pack because the Blood Fiends are very mean. Oh, hello. Sure. Here, I'll point you where you have to go, buddy. There you go. Go on. Go get yourself a cold drink. You've been in this place for a while. Let's go down here. Skulls. Give me the Rupture one, actually. If it's Dulcinea, she's gonna have a shield. Okay, Honglu, you scared me there for a moment. It's still kind of crazy. We never really did fight Grandmother, because Ryosho did in fact kill her. It's just that Araya Ryan told Araya, here's your grandmother's clothes, wear them. Alright, hey, it's the thumbnail. It's the thumbnail of the video. That's literally the thumbnail of the video. The order is a little funky on the characters, but it's literally the thumbnail. Wifey Dutsi is mean because I stole her hemo bar. She didn't want it anyways. Yeah, I would be mad at my father too if the only thing he fed me was fucking dog food. Don't do that.
맞았네.
There's a lot of counters here. Don't do that. Nice. Swagger. Those are fuel reserves, they're good. Just as I mentioned, a true that likes the smell of roses, yep. You know, now that live streaming and fixer hunting is a confirmed thing because of Camille and Kira, you know, doing fixer hunting. Do you think there's literal string snipings on the Project Mu universe where a fixer is doing a string to show off like his combat prowess or whatever, and then someone just, you know, triangulate his location like a geoguesser and go kill him? I mean, it's the risks you have to take to promote your business, and you, as a fixer, you kind of need work. Hey, thanks for the donation. Fixa Killer 332. Thanks for the 1000 M. You sent a message. Look behind you. There we go. Fuel RAF resins. How's this fuel reserves? It's 0. We need more fuel. I need more bullets. That's something I'm trying to bring into my tabletop, really, is like fixer hunting and all the, you know, accoutrements of being a fixer, where you have to promote your business, you have to maintain appearances, you have to be professional because you're a fixer and all that. But, you know, with publishing, and the reason why I don't like coming to the Blood Fiends is because they roll really hard. Especially with some offense levels when they get going. In any case, as a fixer, you have to promote your office, you have to be professional, keep up appearances, and there is even the fact that some of them maintain territory, like safe from syndicates and other stuff, to you know, be good neighbors and promote their business. Like, hey, if you have a problem, you can come to my office and I'll cut you a deal. We kind of live in the same neighborhood. Don't die. He's gonna die. You rat bastard! That's a screenshot. I see one. Oh, it's not a problem of the fuel overheating, is that it doesn't consume fuel, he doesn't do extra damage acidic trauma. He has to consume fuel to do the extra damage. How come you all have more skill slots than me and the fight just started? We're gonna have to revive Lo Hong Lu. And he recovers 100 fuel by a single counter. And it's combat start, so you can just pop it and it will be fine. Goodbye, Sinclair. Oh boy, this is not going well. Might have to restart this fight and lock in. I think it's too easy right now, too laid back. I do need to have all 4 of them in the battle.
옛날에 외부 강사를 끼던 것이 생각나네.
Kill that last blood fiend, please. We lost 2 members of our team, and both of them were 00 IDs.
싸게 취업을 못해 가자. 고생들이었다.
Yet we carry on. Next combat is a focus encounter.
해오던 대로 방송을 켜겠다.
I guess the vampire survivors didn't survive the first encounter with a vampire. Ah, it's just Pacathalus, to be fine.
아껴지지? 저것들이 아까부터 이런데 딱 생각하기 좋은 사람이야.
Come on, work with me. One coin. What you were weak against too? You were weak against Pierce, right? And it has Slash, Pierce, and Pierce with a 2 coin. Beat this one because it has 2 coins. And it does take the damage out of the other 2-1. Meanwhile, in the mirror where Heathcliff is fixing streaming his job. Hey, thanks for the donation, Vengeance Man. Look behind. One of the easiest to find Heathcliffs. Alright, let's recover our stuff. Here we go, we can clash with on. Thank you, Pride Pecatula, for using your counter so I can ignore you completely. Alright, we have enough slots to clash properly now.
재미 좀 있는가? 자들 저 생각이 있으면 근접한 것들을 갖다 내진 않았겠지.
When I saw Arcorp Rhodium being hunted by the Ravens, I got curious and wanted to know what they are. Ah! I do imagine middle members just have like a billion autocans that have known the numbers for the specific vengeance they're fully putting their username. That specific autocan follow fix a streamer who's in the book. Not to mention, because there is streamers in the city, there is the internet. Let's see, kill that one, clash against that one, and as for you, you're slower than that guy. Hold on. Just go over here. Go. You can recover your fuel, please, and then strike. Don't strike using your Mega Fist yet. Strike using that one. Pride Pecatula, of course, only the best such a we can use counter, yeah. Anyway. There must be like what the fuck was that freaky hand? There must be an entire like section of the middle just dedicated to getting people that shitpost on the internet. Do you know what the Ravens are? I do. I know my Arcorp lore. Yep. Again, Arcorp Rhodion is one of the most depressing upties in the game, in my opinion. I know from experience that it sucks, and not because I got sacked during Christmas, but I had to work during Christmas on the hotel I worked in for some time, and you think to yourself that you don't care too much about it, and just think about the money you're gonna get for working the holidays, because you do get a little extra, but then you see everyone just having a good time celebrating Christmas, and it does get to you. Alright,
제법 보는 맛이 있단게.
let's keep clashing.
나머지도 싸게 터뜨려야 쓰겠지.
How's your fuel, my boy? You have enough for one Fire Fist? I want you to pound this thing into the ground. Yeah, that uptie is really, really bad. I feel for her. But it does show an interesting point and something that I'm going to bring up in my campaign, specifically about the 7 Association, because what I understood from that is that honestly, I think the scariest thing you just put into reality is the possibility of a whole division of mill that is a bunch of nerds put out digital vengeances. Yeah. Not only that, they might try to dox you to find out where you are, so they can actually send the fighting members of the mill after you. Or if they can't, they would just try to, you know, get a virus on your computer. So one of the interesting things about Rodian, ArcCorp Rodian put up that I'm going to bring up with my player is the fact that fixers working for the 7 Association deals with information, and I kind of inferred, I might be wrong, but I inferred from it, and I will put on my campaign this specifically, is that sure, you can hire a member of the 7 Association to do some investigative work for you, but unless you pay the extra fee, they have no reason whatsoever not to sell this information in the public market. Because if you recall from the uptime, they had this intel about this place they were going, and it was an easy job, but they had to do it quickly because the information would become public by the 7 Association. Because I imagine if you don't pay the extra fee for keeping this confidential, they are just going to sell that information in the open market, because it's their business and all that. That is something I'm going to put in my campaign whenever they decide to use the services of a 7 Association fixer for investigations, that if you don't pay extra for this, I'm just gonna sell it, and there might be someone that is interested in knowing that you want to know this, or someone else that wants to know this as well. So if you like hire the 7 Association to scout out the syndicate that you were hired to destroy, and they learn that you're doing this, I'm not gonna fight you today, my friend. Goodbye. In any case. If you don't pay the extra, and okay, I did this investigation for you, here's all the information. You didn't pay the extra fee, so I'm just going to tell them that I did this investigation, or put it on the internet, and if someone pays it, they're gonna get it. All right, cool. Because of course the down-to-earth muscleheads have the techno-whiz division who can and will inconvenience you in every way possible online. Yeah. It's there's a webcomic in there, a very good one, where it's the jock and the nerd. It's kind of something like that, since they're all about familial ties. They're like, hey bro, can you this guy told shit about my picture on the internet, can you find him for me? And then there's like this Weasley nerd just covered in tattoos and chains that he can barely lift his arms, and like, sure thing bro, let me just get his AP address. Anyway, I need to sell some stuff. Oops. I need to sell some stuff that I don't use. Let's see. We don't use this. We don't have a bleed in our teeth, so we don't use this. This is practically worthless. Thunder Branch is okay. Heal Sinner. Mother heal a single Sinner. Yeah. We're gonna recover our 2 boys back to full sanity so that we can actually fight the boss. Heal again, greatly heal a Sinner, Sinclair. Roll some more internet access. I wouldn't doubt that beyond being one of Angel's capabilities, considering that the entire library was the former Lobotomy Corporation headquarters. So it would make some sense. Kind of nostalgia. Actually, hold on. If I can get the tier 4 poise gift, that would be excellent. But I need to sacrifice a few things to get that. I won't sacrifice Ardent Blossom or the Rupture gift, but I guess we're gonna have to. Another refresh. Pay of Stifle Rage. Sure, I'll take it. We do need Charred Disc, actually. Refresh. Metal Paraffin. Let's fuse. Try to fuse for Burn real quick. We don't need this anymore. Don't need this. And Envy Infinite Key or Skill of Burn Potency is just more burn. Here's the triple count. One more time reduce. That's pretty good. Well, we're gonna have to deal with the Blood Fiend boss with what we have at hand. We're fully healed sanity-wise. These are our 4 boys ready to deploy. The Vampire Survivals deploy into the fight. I still do the immersion today, honestly. It's a good idea. We can do it pretty quickly. I might be doing ending the string soon. This one took a lot of time because I was yapping a lot. It's the Blood Fiend trio. How y'all doing? Oh boy. Well, here we go. The Ravens are just like the disposal team for our corp. I don't like going in with... Yeah, this is gonna be a rough fight. Let's brace ourselves.
모든 우승정 시선을 봐. 저 풍진 세상 이런 것이 쫙 보면 뭘 써야 하는지 딱 느낌이 오잖아. 마땅한 벌을. 그래.
Right, let's keep going.
딱 생각하기 좋으지.
How's your speed? 8. Right, I'm gonna have you try and duel her. Whatever, let's drop. Ah, you're a slow motherfucker, aren't you? In this fight, much like the Pequod trio, we have to kill the Barber first, because she's the DPS of the group. We have a DPS, a healer, and a tank. It's, you know, the classics. With the DPS out of commission, we still have the tank, and the which can do a lot of damage, make no mistake, and the healer, sort of a healer. But we have our own angry boy in the mix today. Right now we don't have the skill slots to try and intercept those buffs that she can do, so we're just going to go ignore them for now. Alright, Merso can duo now. Are you weak to slash by any chance? Yeah. How's your fuel? Your fuel is good for one Fire Fist and another one of these. Hopeless situation. I think not. Who are you targeting? You're targeting Gregor with that? Alright. And Honglu gets a free attack off nothing. Just go. I think he beat the Joshua earlier today. They were stuck in him for a while. He is a strong guy. Also, some miners have bleeding. Two badass must have blood fiends, one Ring Lu, one Fabino, one Ring Out, and the Silly Priest Gregor. Ah. For me, it's always going to be the Kurokumo clan. Sorry. I just like them far too much. Ooh, here comes the attacks. Alright, we survived. We're good. Firefist Gregor's could have carried his thing here hard. Didn't get the best gifts. And you have 200 IDs aren't the best at what they do.
아이, 777 뭐하다가 뭐하고 있냐? 근데 잘좀 챙겨줘야.
Alright, Firefist Gregor.
거시기 하면
Keep dueling her because you can duel her. 13. We're gonna stagger her and then focus our fire on her. Hopeless situation. I love the song of this fight, by the way. Ah, I forgot we had special contract that dealt a shit ton of damage to her.
더 아름답게 고귀하게
모든 무성무정 시선을 봐. 감내해야 펼진 세상 고통입니다.
One down.
그것은 굳지하게 갖다 써야지.
Ah, here comes the big attack now. I don't think we have anything to deal with that, actually. I didn't equip any eagles. Hopeless. We got Fire Fist? Struggle. It's a favored one. What if we chain of others your ass? Struggling, struggling. How about suddenly one day? Dominating. I'll take dominating over Fire Fist. Suddenly one day, that's Fire Fist, and that's Runaway Everdrop. Suddenly one day, there was a roach. It was a scary roach. Then we're gonna have to deal with the priest with his scary stuff. Destroying there. Honglu will clash variant stagger tree buff and fix panic hydrophobia. Yeah. I really like the image that I saw the other day of Don Quixote trying to stop Honglu from doing his scenic moment by opening the den of his feelings. It's like, no, please don't do that. That should be good. That should be good.
승부처. 아이 씨발 뭐겠냐? 내가 벌써
Fire Fist Gregor uses the bigger fist.
변해 있었어.
But the finale still has to go on. It's gonna stagger Honglu, I'm fairly sure. No, it didn't. Impressive. Now, Gregor, go ahead and fist Dulcinea for me. Make it spicy.
감내해야 할 고통입니다. 나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면.
Alright, we recovered. And we are clashing now. How is your fuel, Gregor? Your fuel is at 0. That means it's time to recover it. What? Isn't fist... Isn't that what he does? He's in the Fire Fist office. It's the name of the office. Come on, bro. That's what they do. They fist people. Fisting is 500. Grade of Wonders.
모기에 묻은 피 좀 닦아야겠어요.
I'd rather you don't do that.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
Stagger. Back when I first fought Dulcinea during the Kanto, that little back in the audience closer, that little one unbreakable coin, and because of the self-lead we take by hitting her, it really staggered a lot of my guys. I hated it.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
And yes, during the fisting, the screaming is part of the entire act. The screaming is not optional.
저 풍진 세상은
Here we go. He has full fuel now. He should be good to clash. Cheerful hunts end, cheerful hunts end. Neutral. Favored. Neutral. Let's have you take one of the clashes because you honestly do less damage than he will ever do. So favored. I was thinking of blood. God, fucking. Here we go. Clash here, and you clash here. It's struggling, but I don't care. We need Gregor to focus his firepower of his fire fist into Dulcinea.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
The loop.
이 바로 성묘.
마땅한 거래.
아이, 777 못하게
There we go.
근데 자존심.
Keep clashing, right, boy?
이런 거시기 하면
Can you win a clash against him? No. We are going to have to employ blood. How bountiful blood. We're gonna have to employ chains of others here. Because we let Kuriambo get out of control.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
I can't believe I remember his name on all the... Kuriambo is such a strange name. I just call him the priest usually. What do you want, cat? Meow, sit on me. Meow. Come here. I'm gonna grab you now. You're gonna appear once again here.
고통입니다.
Oh my, he lost. Oh, he got obliterated.
제대로 한 방.
Oh my.
지금이라도 멀리 주세요.
Ooh, that was a loss we couldn't have taken.
떨어져야
시간 망발.
저짝도 힘이 안 된 게 멋진 시간 것이에 그 시기 안 하면 안 되겠지.
We'll manage it somehow. We'll manage somehow. I'm sure of it. I think he's going good to stagger her. How's your fuel? Your fuel is pretty low. Ooh, we kind of let the priest get out of control here. Should I use Era right now for Gregor to avoid a stagger? I think we should. Then we kill her, and then there's only the guy to take care of, the priest. You're against Pierce. You're ineffective against Pierce. Well, it is what it is. Where's Parade of Wonders? Let's go. Fire Fist her! Fire Fist her! The fisting is complete. She will burn to death now. Gregor versus Gregor, the final showdown. Why does he only have 2 slots? Excuse you? It's all hopeless now. Actually, we might have to use Morositas here. And it's still struggling. He's going to get staggered. There's little we can do about that. Let's try it. If it fails, we'll try again. I'll stay here as long as I have to. Yeah, there's the stagger. And there's a kill. He's gonna die now. Let's just cut to the chase here and retry. Unfortunately, I let the priest get out of control. We lost too many clashes against him and he was gaining too much bleed. You gotta spread out the clashes a little bit more. He only got to that point because I let Dulcinea roam around a little too freely as well. At the beginning of the fight, she was giving him too many defense levels. One more time. For starters, I think I'm gonna let Merso handle Curiambro, whatever his fucking name is. I can't be bothered to remember. I think it's pronounced this correctly. And these 2 Choco Fox will deal with that later. Do your attack first so you can get your passive. And don't lose these initial clashes. We're still gonna take a hit or 2 from Curiambo. There's not much we can do, but such as things, such as life. We also have a way to lower their sanity with blunt attacks, so we need to watch for that as well. There we go. Keep dueling, you get the advantage for dueling. Fire Fist Gregor will deal with Nicolina. And I have no qualms about using Eagles here because these are the base Eagles, we always have those available. Go clash against that guy. Can you clash better? You can clash favored. And you go deal with her. If you can. The only one that is not faster than the tank in Dulcinea is Honglu. Honglu is a max sanity. We can use Land of Illusion again, even though I hate ego spamming.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
Now, oh come on! Just prefacing this, it would be a lot easier if I took like Race of the Stars besides just level up.
더 아름답게 고귀하게
And again, this is a very easy achievement. You just need to have these 4 characters beat the boss fight, but you can have other characters accompanying them. I just want to do the four vampire survivors because I don't know, it's better. It's funny. All right, let's see how the situation's evolving.
단단히 잡고 총알 쓰는 놈들 총알
Neutral. All right, another ego, another attempt. Dominating. Keep dueling Kuriambo. I don't want him to get his stuff. Good enough.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
All right. Much like the Blood Fiend trio, the Blood Fiends you can use on the Mirror Dungeon, if you let them go out of control, they become extremely strong. That's the same for every fucking unit in this game. They get their conditionals up, they can beat anything. And their conditions just happen to be bleed damage, which they apply on everything, and even if you attack them.
고귀하게
나도 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
Back at it.
이번에는 재미 좀 없는가?
Those are few reserves, they're good. We got no Fire Fist, but you'll do fine. You keep dueling that fool. I don't want him to get his stuff up. I never forget, what is your... Yeah, your S2 is the green one. Cheerful Fang Hunt. Hate Eagle Spam, but gotta do what you gotta do. Go in there and offer some support for Gregor. Use Wiling.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
승부처
마땅한 벌을
Keep that sanity down. I don't want anyone at full sanity. We have the Eagle gift for reducing sanity on blunt damage, and we're gonna use it.
저 풍진
더
세상
아름답게 고귀하게
그건 불을 기름으로 끌라간다. 어째?
이 정도는
됐다. 알았어.
She's gonna use her big attack again? No. We have Fire Fist this time, but we're not fully charged. 2018. Charge the Fire Fist. Clash against him. Don't let him breathe. As for Dulcinea, she's targeting someone that I'd rather not be targeted. And he is... We're gonna have to give up our Clash power. I don't want to do that. Let's see what I can do here. Clash here first, and the Clash here second. counter. That's all the attacks accounted for. And then we're gonna focus your efforts in killing Nicolina. Beautiful stagger. Means you get a round of free damage there. Unfortunately, he's going to get nerfed for the next turn, but that's fine. We nerfed Dulcinea.
더 아름답게 고귀하게
1, 2, 3. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Yeah.
이제
It's just so spiteful.
별로 어려울 거 없잖아.
Can't beat that. The burn is going to kill Nicolina, so we can all focus on just fighting here. Who is going to be the lucky fella who gets to clash against nerfed Dulcinea? Is it going to be Gregor? Of course it is.
사냥 시작.
It's a good thing I used Chain of Others when I did, huh? Alright, let's hope no one gets staggered by the finale, but I think it's one of the attacks that lost its stagger on this, but I'm not hopeful.
시작하자.
I do no damage. Very visually impressive, but no damage.
마땅한 벌을 감내해야
Stagger, no good. Breakable coins are a problem when I don't have them. Because when I play Kurokumo Clan, I have them and they're very fun. Bye-bye, Nicolina, you exploded. Alright, now we have to deal with this situation.
총알 쓰는 놈은 총알 쓰지 말고.
I hate spamming eagles like this, but these Chuckle Fox are not very strong.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
Alright, staggered Gregory, that could have not have happened. But again, bleed does wear us down with the Blood Fiends. It's a battle of attrition when they use those little bleed on clash loose and getting hit. It's kind of like Fascia fucking Albina does as well. That's 3 staggers. Oh, true. This round's gonna be a little rough.
아이 씨발 뭐래 이제.
풍진 세상.
내가 벌써 눈이
This round's gonna be real rough.
뭔데다가 칼을 갖다 놓고.
He can take a beating. He needs to be protected at all costs. But you are a slow fat ass that can't help us, so you're just gonna try and do what you do. Do it. I think everybody will survive.
마땅한 벌을
Alright, the bleed is not too bad. Those bandages I bought at the beginning of the run are really saving my ass right now.
고 총알 쓰는 놈 총알 쓰지 말고. 몸이 아주 필요 남은 거.
Shit. Can you flash against that? No. Keep working on him, and we'll keep working on this. We need to avoid that AoE immediately, but we can also not afford Gregor to get taking hits. And those true slow motherfuckers can't help us because they're slow motherfuckers. Alright? Do what you do best then. Do a bunch of one-sideds. Gregor will have to take a hit. Is Gregor strong and slash? He is. He can take a hit. He'll be fine. Hopefully. Ah, it's a normal stagger.
고통입니다.
Stagger on Honglu. Unfortunate, but there we go. Keep dueling him and keep winning. Duel first, stagger him, and then we can have an opportunity to turn his insides outside. You don't have any fuel right now. We need to recover it. Alright, you fat ass, you finally can do something.
결투는 끝나지 않았다.
This is the part that I like most about the combat, because since these enemies are properly dangerous and tanky and have their own mechanics, we are working hard to get our opportunity to go in and deal damage, and it's finally here, and we get the opportunity to choose which one we want to rip asunder first. I think it's going to be Dulcinea,
알아서 잘하고.
but I remember you being pretty annoying, so it might be you first. No, Dulcinea is going first. See, 50, 100, 100, 300. It's not gonna kill her. And he only has one stagger threshold. Let's get her down to another stagger threshold. Perfect. That's better than expected. Hopefully you can... No, the burn consumed her last stagger threshold. Damn it. Anyway. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep blasting. How is your fuel, Gregor? Your fuel is at 35. Good enough for another go. Can one of you Chuckle Fox help in here? Yes, you can. So it turns into this, to this. And it's hopeless. Honglu, do your Land of Illusion here. It's time to do a thing. And we should probably focus on killing her, but she has a clashable counter, so no one-sided here. Hopefully that will be enough. Alright, he's faster, so he gets Clash Powers. Clash Power is so good, man. I wish that wasn't tabletop. I think someone was going to add it, but it's going to be a problem to add it.
감내해야 할 고통입니다.
모든 무상점 시간을
Alright. Stagger Honglu, that's fine. You're almost out. That leaves 4 members of the team to deal with Kuriambo. $81 health. 63 burn. Keep doing Kuriambo. It's your job to make sure he doesn't breathe. If he breathes, he dies. And that's what I want you to do. 21-21 dominating. Kill her. Kill her now. Should be enough. Go. Yeah, it's a good thing I decided to clash against her, but Kuriambo just healed her a whole bunch. Stagger. Very good, Gregor. And now it's Gregor versus Gregor, but it's no longer a duel. This infinite procession will come to an end today. Order up, you son of a bitch. I was in my office for much longer the street. I'm exhausted, honestly. I don't know why. It is Friday, so don't worry. Take the rest that you deserve. Drink some water. Always drink water. I need to drink some water. Alright. Get me a kill with the extra hammer strike. 2, 3. Again. Yeah! That's what I like to see. That was very nice. That was very fun. That was a fun time. I enjoyed it. Locked in, got the combat going. Anyone had any doubts that he was going to be the team carry here? All right. Claim my rewards and check if the achievement was done. I'm pretty sure it was. And we even got the kill with the reused coin on Honglu. That was tasty. I guess it truly was a cheerful hunt's end. Now let's just check here if it was done. I think it was. Achievementos, load out. There it is. Yep, we completed the achievement. Very nice. Well, that is it for today's stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in to watch this. Thank you, Acidic Trauma, Carmen. I think Thomas was today here. Angelica Intelligence, as always, thanks for being present. Thank you, Yakumo Noir on Twitch, for being present as well. We are going to be ending today's stream right now. Also, thank Killy for being here, and I didn't forget about any of you. If you liked the stream, please recommend it to your friends, and if you didn't like it, recommend to your enemies so when we hunt them and claim they are blood fiends all along. With that said, tune in tomorrow on the afternoon, if everything goes right, for I Divine Cybermancy, and later into the night, another achievement stream. I don't know which achievement it's going to be. I'm going to decide beforehand, so look forward to it. Bye-bye, and have a good night and a good rest. Love you all.